Hello there, welcome to Talking TV. And sad, unexpected news this week. It looks like Network DVD has gone into liquidation. We're waiting for official confirmation, but there's certainly been a lot of posts on social media suggesting that sadly the rumours are true. And my DVD collection, goodness me, must be about 70 to 80% network. It's crazy. We're going into this streaming society, but streaming does not offer everything that's out there, and streaming quite easily can delete and remove things and edit things, and that was what was good about network. So in this first little kind of network tribute, I'm going to kind of go through A to Z the bits that I had, and I really do hope that I can still pick up some of the titles that I wanted, and I'll talk you through the ones I've got. So, if we're going A to Z, the first one I had was this ABC Night Sim, Lincolnshire Close Today. I definitely want to get hold of more of this series. A fantastic series. I really enjoyed this one. It had some great programs on there. The Cheaters. There was This Is Sinatra. There was Big Night Out with the appearance of the Beatles. It was a great one. And as I say, I'm going to try and get hold of some more of these. Absolutely fantastic. Then on to Agony. Again, another re-release just recently. The full complete series. I really enjoyed this. Some series 3 for me was really strong. Series 2 it kind of lost its way, I thought, a little bit, but series 3 really good. And I really enjoyed working my way through all of those episodes. So highly recommend if you can get a hold of it. On to Armchair Theatre, which was these are the Thames 1970s episodes. I haven't watched these yet. So I guess it's the first one alphabetically that I haven't watched. But it's got a lot of these, not all of them, a lot of these were repeated on Talking Pictures a few years ago. We've got guest stars including Keith Barron, Richard Beckinsale's on there. And so that was the first Thames anthology release. And this was volume 2. So you had stars such as John Thaw, Bill Maynard in this volume. I'd love to get hold of some of the ABC Armchair Theatre archive releases. I haven't got any of those, but there are some out there. So if we're going alphabetically, the next one I would have is this. The Benny Hill Annuals, 12 DVDs. 33 shows, so they go from 1969, couple from 1969, right through to 1979. So it's his first 10 years of Thames work. Now, of course, Benny Hill still repeated on That's TV, but it's the kind of the compilations that were made for international distribution and not these original Thames releases. I have not watched, I'd say, most of these. I've seen there is an extra on this one, 1970, which I've just pulled out, Eddie in August, which is like a silent comedy, which I have watched and I do remember, and I enjoyed that. I've certainly watched, I think, worked my way through 1970, 1971 and 69 episodes, but I've got a lot to go through. So despite network going, I will get through it. So to tie in with that, I also got the Benny Hill Annuals 1980 to 89, which kind of finished the Thames era. Again, this is 9 DVDs, so 21 DVDs were up to Benny Hill. Again, you can see the international distribution episodes on That's TV, but if you want to see the original uncut Thames episodes, they were the network releases, and they were a brilliant release at the time. And also to tie in, I think I won a competition with Network when I won the Best of Benny Hill. They released the film, which has been released, been repeated on ITV3 and channels like that over the years. And I think it had a grainy kind of film copy every time it's been repeated. But this was a brand new transfer from the original film elements. Basically a compilation of his best early sketches for Thames, really. But I had to get that for the collection. As I say, I'm pretty sure I won it. So then I've got series 1 and 2 of Bless This House. Now, there's series 1, there's series 2 there. So I'd love to get hold of more of these. I love Bless This House. I think I've watched most of them. I think there's a couple from the final series that I haven't watched. Maybe I think I probably have watched them all by now. But if you watch them on ITV3, you won't get the first few episodes because they were in black and white. They always start with the colour episodes. So they always miss the first few from series 1 out. But again, a great series with Sid James. And these were released 2005, 2006 originally by Network. And then the final one for this part, A Bit of Ado. Again, not been repeated on television in years, but it's got... Network were always good at the extras, weren't they? This has got as special features Dog Food Dan and the Carmarthen Cowboy, which was a play by David Nobbs from 1982, which they just thought complemented this. I mean, only Network could have done that. It's got PDFs of the press release packs from Yorkshire Television. I love A Bit of Ado. I haven't watched it, I don't think, since it was repeated on Granada Plus and things like that. But I'm going to have to put that on. It's a great series, and probably one of the last big studio dramas. You know, it went on to film, didn't it? Not long after that, Yorkshire Television made Darling Buds of May. After that, that was all shot on film. Bit of Ado was shot kind of all studio based. So again, that's my first 10, and I can't believe how much I'm looking at and how much I've still got to go. So there you go. We'll look at my other Network releases over the coming weeks. Tell us what you've got. Tell us what your favourites are. We'll try and give them a mention as well. As I say, it's really, really sad news. And you think now, is anyone going to pick up the baton? I hope someone genuinely does, because archive TV deserves still to be released. And I just fear that it's just going to be locked away again. And that I really don't want that. And I know a lot of you don't want that either. So part 2 coming up soon. Thanks for watching. And we'll go through more from the Network archive that I've got very shortly. Bye-bye. Hello there. Welcome to Talking TV and part 2 of my farewell to Network DVD and my look at my Network DVD collection so far. If anything, by doing this, it's made me think, what have I not got? What did I have that I got rid of? Anyway, carrying on where I left off, here's the next 10. So, The Bounder would be the 11th one in my collection. Again, it's one of those series that's, I think it was repeated on Forces TV before Forces TV closed. Eric Chappell, of course, who wrote Rising Damp, Only When I Laugh, Duty Free. Peter Bowles, George Cole. I've never watched it. So there you go, being absolutely honest, never watched it, but I'm going to have to watch it now, aren't I? But it only lasted for 2 series, made by Yorkshire Television, as were Eric Chappell's other sitcoms. So surprising, it only got 2 series, especially with kind of Peter Bowles and George Cole at the helm. I did a brilliant interview for Hospital Radio once with Peter Bowles. He was absolutely lovely. Next is Callan, the monochrome years. So this is the ABC era, the 12 remaining ABC episodes. And it's got the original Armchair Theatre pilot play, a magnum for Schneider. So if you look inside, there you go, that was the box set. I've not got the colour episodes, or I've not got Wet Job, which was the 1981 reunion episode either, which was also released by Network. So looking at this and remembering I had Callan, I thought, oh, do you know what? I best look out for the other ones. So maybe this video is helpful in making you think, oh my God, Network released that. I best try and get hold of it. Talking Pictures did repeat Callan, and they certainly repeated all of the Colour Thames episodes, and they repeated a selection of these black and white ones, but not all of them. The next ones, I suppose I should bulk together, because I've got 7 of Cannon and Ball. So we've got, they go from the first series back in 1979, there's series 2. This one's 1981, the year I was born. We've got 1982 there, I think it is. And I mean, they were immensely popular, these shows in the 1980s, and some brilliant guest stars too. So, Network's releases stopped, though, with Series 7. And I've got a copy somewhere of a VHS recording of Series 8. And the show kind of took on more of a sitcom feel, I want to say. I don't know if it was a commercial reason or just because of the changing style of show that network didn't release it. But we didn't get Plaza Patrol. That would have been good for a release. And we didn't get the later shows. I think they did some for Yorkshire Television as well after LWT. They've never been released. But only recently, Tommy Cannon tweeted saying it was The Boys in Blues 40th anniversary, the film that they did. And wouldn't it be great for a release? And I did email Network and tweeted them as well, because it would have been a brilliant release up Network Street. I didn't get a reply. Maybe things had already started in the process for the news we've had this week. But it would have been a brilliant release, wouldn't it? And sadly now, who would release The Boys in Blue? It's not even on any streaming service. It's owned by ITV, yet it's not on ITVX or anything like that. Just shows the selectiveness of these streaming services. But I love The Boys in Blue. I do have the original DVD release, but can you imagine it? Network could have done an audio commentary with Tommy Cannon. It could have been digitally remastered like they've done with a lot of British film releases like the Likely Lads. But never mind. It won't be. And the final one in this part is The Charmer. So again, this is a series I've not watched but heard a lot about. I remember seeing clips. I think it was repeated on Granada Plus in the 90s. Nigel Havers. And it's even got a special feature, which Network do so well. It's got an interview with him on Aspel and Company. But it's got 6 episodes, 5 hours from 1987. And one of those I'm really looking forward to watch, and I haven't watched it yet. So tell me if you've got this one in your collection. It only lasted, as I say, 6 episodes. So it's got Rosemary Leach in there. It's got Bernard Hepton, who you might more recognise from Secret Army as well. So there you go. That takes us to the 20th Network DVD in my collection. Of course, our thoughts go out to all the network staff as well that have been involved by this suggested news this week as well. Again, nothing official confirmed, but it's certainly looking that way with the prolonged silence. And I will go through part 3 of my network collection very soon as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I hope you're enjoying this delve into my network archive. Bye for now. Hello, Chris Benson's here with part 3 of my Farewell to Network DVD and a look through my Network DVD collection. So, discs 21 and 22 coming up, but I just remembered I got up to CH alphabetically. I've been going through them, and then I remembered a DVD that I used to have that I got rid of, and I got rid of various Network DVDs over the years, financial reasons, and then I went through a phase where I probably thought, didn't need DVDs anymore. And I had Charlie Says, which was an absolutely brilliant release. Why did I get rid of it, Chris? I have no idea. So I'm going to have to get that one back. It's a brilliant one. Anyway, disc 21 in my collection and disc 22. You've got Coronation Street. So this one is 1972 and 1973. And this one is 1976, which was the year that Granada Plus repeats started in 1996, and I absolutely loved the Granada Plus repeats. I remember recording them on VHS at the time, which I kept them, and I was just absolutely mesmerised with them. Episodes I hadn't been seen in years, mostly since broadcast. So I'd love more Coronation Street. I know there's box sets of the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s and noughts. I would definitely love more Corrie. So I've got 24 episodes here, and it would have been great to see kind of a Coronation Street box set, a bit like Crossroads. It would have been a big box set though, let's face it. But yeah. Anyway, next alphabetically then. Oh, I've missed one out. All right, not alphabetically, but anyway, Carry On Christmas. So this has a separate review on my Talking TV series, but it's also got All This and Christmas 2 with Sid James and Kenneth Connor, which they made at Yorkshire Television. I absolutely love Carry On Christmas. This was a recent re-release, and it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Got some great extras that are featured on the original Fremantle DVD release as well. So it was great that Network got that one out again. All right then, next one has to be Crossroads, and of course there's lots of videos of the Crossroads release on this channel, but it was a great release, and obviously with the demise of Network, it makes me even more thankful for it. Have I watched it yet? Nope. Not certainly plenty to get through it. I know a lot of people out there in Twitter have watched it already, and I'm still to go through it. So I've watched barely even touched the surface. So it's there to enjoy, and I will enjoy it. It's there, and thank you, Network, for bringing that out. Coffee next, Bernard Cribbins, great little series. A follow-on from Shillingbury Tales, but a wonderful series. Bernard Cribbins, Jack Douglas, which you might remember more from Carry On films. It only lasted one series, but a really nice, gentle sitcom, and I enjoyed that one. What have I got next? Down the Gate, which again has got a separate review on this channel. I really enjoyed Down the Gate, and if you take out the fact that it's not on the buses and it's just Reg Varney as a different character, I think you'll enjoy it as well. And Network even kept the adverts in as a hidden kind of feature during the episodes. If you rewind and rewind up to the start and don't skip the adverts, you'll see the original adverts that Reg Varney himself recorded. Next one of my favourites, An Audience with Dudley Moore. I love this. And let's be honest, it's also got the South Bank Show as well. Both of them have been edited for copyright reasons because An Audience with Dudley Moore had various clips from films that he'd done, but we still got a version of it, and it will not be seen on TV again with certain people that appear in the audience. And the South Bank Show is really good as well. Next one. Bit of Eric Sykes, The Likes of Sykes. So this was 3 specials he did for Thames Television between 1971 and 1982. I think a couple of these have been on That's TV recently. You've got guests such as Hattie Jakes, Dinah Coupland, Tommy Cooper. So John Williams is in there, the classical musician as well. It was discontinued quite a while back, and then I think I found it on eBay. So I thought, I love Eric Sykes, so I got that one. And then the final 2 for this part, we've got Ever Decreasing Circles, Series 1 and 2. Now, I had the BBC box set, which was more recent, but I'm just tied to Network, so I gave my BBC box set to my good friends Caroline and Craig, who had been watching it on BBC 4 and they'd skipped a couple of episodes out. And I thought, you know what, I'm just buying the original Network releases. And so I did. This was one of the first Network DVDs. It's got an exclusive interview with Richard Bryars on Series 1. And this one's got the Christmas special on. So I went backwards and got the original releases. I know the BBC one, I think, has got a few more extras, but it didn't bother me. I wanted them. I wanted them for my Network collection. So there you go. That was the next 10, which takes us up to E in this retrospective look of what I've got. Thanks for watching. More coming very soon. Bye bye. Hello there. Part 4 of my Farewell to Network DVD, my guide through my Network DVD collection, and I missed one out that was in the wrong place alphabetically. So let's start with disc 31, Dad's Army, The Lost Episodes. There is a separate review for this on my Talking TV playlist. I was lucky enough to interview Kevin McNally. It's a brilliant series that they did for Gold in 2019. 3 great episodes of episodes that no longer exist in the archives. So it was brilliantly done. Well recommended. Go and check that one out. So the next 2 alphabetically would be Ever Decreasing Circles, back to this, Series 3 and 4. Series 3 on the original Network release had a Wogan interview with Peter Egan from 1989. And then more extras on the 4th series. You've got the final feature-length episode called New Horizons. You've got a Wogan interview with the cast from December 1989 when the final episode went out, and a Did You See feature about sitcoms from December 1987. Most of those extras, I think all of them actually, transferred to the BBC releases, but as I said in the original part, I was loyal to the Network one, so I went and bought these after getting the BBC one, actually. But I've not watched Ever Decreasing Circles in a long time. In fact, I only, not that long ago, got around to watching the finale. So I love Ever Decreasing Circles. Tell me what you think. So if we're going alphabetically, the next one then, the 4th in this part, would be Flambards, which is, still sealed. Never watched it. I think I found this Scout Summer Fair or something like that, and I thought, I'm not leaving it. It's a network release. It was a Yorkshire television series from 1979. It's 4 DVDs. I don't really know much about it, but all I know is that I will get around to watching it. It's never been repeated by Talking Pictures or anything like that. So it's there to watch, 13 episodes. But again, one of those I haven't got round to. One I have got round to and seen, though, is For the Love of Ada, Wilfred Pickles and Irene Handel. So I've got the first series of that. I love this sitcom. The last episode I watched of this was the Christmas special, actually. But if you haven't seen it, nice, easy to watch sitcom. I really like this one. And this series is from 1970. But as I say, well recommended. And Jack Smethurst, in particular, steals a show in that. So 5 more. We've got Frankie Howard at ITV, which I haven't watched. This has got all sorts of stuff. I haven't seen this yet, actually, and I love Frankie Howard, but it's got Frankie and Tommy, where he entertains troops in Northern Ireland. You've got Francis Howard in concert with guest John the Measurer, and later things such as Further Up Pompeii. Extras include 2 interviews with Russell Harty. It would have been great to see his final series, Frankie's On, which has been repeated on That's TV, but that's not included in this release. Another Frankie Howard one, which has got a separate review on the Talking TV playlist. A Touch of the Casanovas, a pilot from 1975, but it didn't get further than that. So it would have been interesting if this got a full series. It's got Stuart Damon, Madeline Smith, but alas, it never got as far after the pilot episode. And to conclude part 4, I've got 3 Frost releases, but 1 missing. I've got Frost on Friday. So this has got some great episodes on this. This is over 6 hours of content. You've got James Callaghan, interviews with Muhammad Ali, Enoch Powell. I do have to watch all these. Frost on Saturday. So again, you've got John Pertwee, Frankie Howard as guest, George Best, Rolling Stones come on there playing Sympathy for the Devil. And then I picked up this one, Frost on Coward. So the UK version of this programme doesn't exist anymore, but the colour film from the US transmission version is what's been used here. And a new transfer was used to make this DVD. So it's all in colour. And Noel Coward, I've seen a bit of it, and Noel Coward, what a fascinating character really was. So that is definitely worth a look. It's just 50 minutes, Frost and Coward, but I'm missing Frost on Sunday, so I'm going to have to check that one out as I try and fill some of the gaps in my network collection. Anyway, there you go. That's discs 31 to 40. More coming soon. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and thank you very much for watching. Take care. Hello there, Chris Benson's here. Welcome to part 5 of my Farewell to Network DVD and going through the network DVDs I've got. So we're up to G. And the first one, number 41, would be the Galton and Simpson Playhouse. So this was 1977, made by Yorkshire Television. And I've started reviewing this and then I haven't finished it. So in honour of network, I will finish it, and it'll probably appear on Talking TV after we've done this farewell series. But I have started watching it. It's got some great episodes. The one with Leonard Rossiter, I tell you, it's Burt Reynolds, is absolutely fantastic. But it's also got in there Richard Bryars. There's a great episode with Richard Bryars in there, and Henry McGee, who was a stooge in the Benny Hill show as well. So a full review of that coming up probably in a couple of weeks. Next one, George and the Dragon, which I've seen bits of but not seen it all, so I'm really looking forward to watching this. Sid James, Peggy Mount, John the Measurer. Talking Pictures, this would be a great series for them to repeat, but it hasn't materialised on there yet. But there you go. That is a 4-disc set, and it's got all 26 episodes on. Then we've got 3 from Hale and Pace. So we've got Series 1, which includes their first Christmas special from 1986. Just noticed a disc was loose, best put that right. And then it's got the first series that they did for LWT in 1988. I remember seeing these on Granada Plus, and that was when I first discovered Hale and Pace, and just absolutely laughing my head off. We only got 4 series released over here, I think in Australia. they had a full release, but Network only got as far as Series 4. I don't know if that was because sales were low. I'm not sure. It would have been great to see a full box set. So Series 2 is here, which I've got in the same original packaging. This was the 1989 series. But then I got this. Now, Network did quite a few of these. They did kind of like a budget range. I think this was from Poundland. And this budget range, kind of with the no frills, kind of same style background, appeared. A lot of releases appear like this in Poundland and places like that. So this was Series 3. It was exactly the same as the original Series 3 release, but just more affordable for everyone. And then I didn't get Series 4, so that's still on my list. The next one would be Jasper Carrot, An Audience with Jasper Carrot. And this was from 1978. I think this was the series, and I've seen bits of it. I think this was the series where, wasn't it recorded live? And he had a TV on stage and he switched over to the different channels to try and prove it was live. I'm sure that was the series. But that was An Audience with Jasper Carrot. And keeping the Jasper Carrot theme, I've got Beat the Carrot, which was a 1981 special they did for LWT as well. So that's 50 minutes long. This was a 2005 Network release. And again, I love a bit of Jasper Carrot. Then I've got from Joker's Wild. We only got 2 series of that released by Network. Again, it was another series I discovered on Granada Plus. If you haven't heard of Joker's Wild, oh my goodness, go and check these out. This one in particular has a pilot episode which was never shown on television as a special feature. That's how much detail Network went into. But you had some great guests appear on Joker's Wild. Basically, it was a panel show, and Barry Cryer would give them a theme of a joke, if you like, and then you'd have people like John Cleese, Bob Monkhouse, Arthur Askey, Eric Sykes, Sid James. That's just Series 1. Series 2, you've got Ted Ray, Les Dawson, Jack Douglas, Kenneth Connor. I mean, it's like a who's who of British comedy. And there is literally hours worth. I mean, there's 2 discs there. Clive Dunn there on the front as well. It's sad that we didn't get more of it. But there's a little snippet of the Joker's Wild archive that Network released there. And so then the final one that we've got here is the Ken Dodd Laughter Show. So this was a 1979 series he did for Thames. And it's been previously released. And then Network re-released it, but with something that's never been before commercially available. And that was Ken Dodd at the London Palladium, which was originally shown on ITV night on Christmas Day, 1990. It'd never been before available, that. And the Laughter Show itself from 1979 isn't the greatest. It's a bit hit and miss, but it's worth it for Ken Dodd at the London Palladium from Christmas night 1990. That is on a par with, I'd say, An Audience with Ken Dodd and another Audience with Ken Dodd. So it's worth checking out just for that. So that's the Ken Dodd Laughter Show, and as you say inside, it's 2 DVDs. So there you go. That's the next 10 done. Up to the letter K now. Tell us what Network releases you're going to be trying to hunt down, or what you've got in your collection. And of course, we'll carry on with part 6 very, very soon as well. That's it from me. Bye for now. Hello there, Chris Benson's here. Welcome to Talking TV. Change of scenery for part 6 as I record this late on Monday night. So we've got discs 51 to 60 here, raring to go. And the next one, as our Farewell to Network DVD continues, is An Audience with Kenneth Williams. Now, it's been repeated a few times over the years, but it's got some great extras on. For example, it's got Kenneth Williams being interviewed on Russell Harty Plus from 1973, live from 2, Sunday, as well as the full 77 minutes of An Audience with Kenneth Williams. I didn't realise this, but useless bit of trivia, this was on Channel 4, buried away quite late at night. I think it was the 23rd of December 1983, but ITV it wasn't shown, and it was Channel 4 first show. So there you go. Says Les next, Volume 1 of Says Les. Which has got the complete 3rd and 4th series. Now, these have been discontinued a long time ago, and I know Volume 2, 3, they go for crazy money on eBay, and probably even more so now Network's gone. I would love to get hold of more, but I think I'm going to struggle. I know later episodes of Says Les have been repeated on That's TV, but these weren't. But you've got John Cleese appearing, Kenneth Connor, and I haven't watched these early ones, but they were repeated on Granada Plus in the 1990s. As I say, I'll have to keep an eye out for more, won't I? Sticking with Les Dawson, though, I've got Dawson's Weekly, which I haven't got around to watching yet, which was written by Ray Galton and Alan Simpson, who, of course, wrote Steptoe and Son. And it's also got in the set a special feature called Holiday with Strings, which was a Galton and Simpson comedy from 1974 about a package holiday, really. So that's included on here as well. So there you go, Dawson's Weekly. And to complete the Les Dawson set I've got Les Dawson at ITV, the specials. This has got loads of stuff on. I mean, if I open this up, I think it'd be easy to take out the cover and tell you what it has got. It's got a special from 1974, sounds like Les Dawson. Les Dawson's Christmas Box, also from 74. Les Dawson's Christmas Box from 75. Then you've got the Sid Lawrence Band Show as a special feature on this one, because it was one of Les Dawson's first TV appearances. We've got Dawson's Electric Cinema, the Les Dawson Show, The Glories of Christmas as well on Disc 2, where it's like a Christmas programme that was on a children's programme from Christmas Day 1973. It's got Bob Monkhouse on there and Les Dawson, and then Dawson and Friends from 1977. You've got Dennis Waterman guesting on that, Lulu, the Nolan sisters. So that's Disc 3. It's so much content there. Next one, I've done a separate review to this in the Talking TV playlist. This is The Likely Lads. So it's two recently rediscovered episodes from the Monochrome series, plus the film. Really enjoyed that. Then on to one of Network's finest hours for me, Monty Python's Flying Circus. Now, it's had a few releases over the years. The first one was a compilation, Best of Series 1. And then it had a kind of a no thrills release with no extras. And then Network came along, remastered it. And look at these extras on Series 1. You've got reinstated content, studio outtakes on several episodes. Honestly, I do want to get hold of more, because Series 2, 3 and 4 have been given so much respect as well. I only have Series 1 at the minute. That was another show that had a repeat on That's TV, I think, not that long ago as well. But I love the artwork inside here. And again, as I say, the special features are absolutely brilliant what they've found, considering the show was transmitted in 1969 as well. So if you haven't got that, check it out. Next one, well, let's do it chronologically. We've got this one, Morecambe and Wise, Two of a Kind, the complete series, 8 discs. So this is all 48 editions of their 60s show for ITV. And then we've got some special features as well. You've got an early performance from 1957. You've got their appearances on Val Parnell's Saturday Spectacular. Their 2 surviving editions of Piccadilly Palace. I mean, this is just unbelievable. I mean, so much content in there. Everyone always just remembers the BBC episodes, but there's so many great sketches that they did that in the 60s. And a lot of them as well that they kind of did in the 60s and then redid and kind of tweaked for the 70s and 80s. 80s Morecambe and Wise next, Morecambe and Wise at Thames, which always gets a bit of a rough deal. For me, I like the 1981 Christmas special where Steve Davis guest stars. I love that one. And what about I think it was one of the 1978 first specials they did for Thames, where Leonard Rossiter from Rising Damp guests. That is a brilliant episode, but there was some great episodes. You had Donald Sinden, Terry Wogan, Judi Dench, all guesting, and this includes all their work for Thames. Next, Nearest and Dearest. So this is the complete first series. Again, another show that's been repeated on That's TV recently, but they've only shown episodes from series 4 onwards. So these monochrome episodes haven't been repeated. I do want to get hold of more of Nearest and Dearest. I love it. They did not get on in real life, Jimmy Jewell and Hilda Baker. They really did not. Graham McCann did a really good, interesting article about their kind of working relationship. Check it out. But Again, great series to have. And then the final one is Odd One Out with John Inman. Peter Butterworth's in it as well. Josephine Chewson's in it. I love it. It's basically like an innuendo-ridden sitcom set in a rock factory. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's produced by Carry On veteran Gerald Thomas, but so you can kind of guess what humour we're talking about here. Only lasted one series, sadly, and I think it was from 1977, so it was a bit of a kind of a gap in the Are You Being Served timeline, and John Inman worked on this. I like it. You might not do, but I do like it. I've enjoyed all that. I've watched it all. Anyway, that's this part of the network DVD collection I've got. Watch out for the next part and like and subscribe for more. Bye for now. Hello there, Chris Benson's here. Welcome to the next instalment. Part 7, as we say farewell to network DVD as we go through my A to Z DVD collection. So the next one would be On the Buses, the complete Omnibus edition. This is an absolute beast of a box. So you've got all 7 series, all the black and white episodes that ITV3 tend to miss these days, all uncut, I should say as well, because there's a lot of cuts on ITV3 these days of the TV series and the films. And speaking of the films, it's got all 3 films that look absolutely pristine, and it's got the spin-off series Don't Drink the Water with Blakey, where he moves to Spain. I haven't watched it. I think it's got Derek Griffiths in it as well, but it's all in here. It's also got Reg Varney in a TV play he did called The Best Pair of Legs in the Business, and I have seen clips of that, and it's just fascinating. Totally different role for Reg Varney. Quite a serious role. That is included here in this box. It has got everything if you're an On the Buses fan. So the next one, I thought I had the complete series. I haven't. This is one of the cheap network releases, network DVD 2, as someone called them on YouTube when I've been reading the comments. This was the complete first series of Paul Merton in Galton and Simpsons. I think it was made for Carlton. I know there was 2 series. I've only got the first one. There was a box set that network released with all of them, but this has just got 8 episodes. It's got guests including Sam Kelly, Roger Lloyd Pack, Caroline Quentin, Nigel Planer, Linda Barron, Josie Lawrence. So just kind of recreations of Galton and Simpson scripts. But I need to go to the others, and I need to watch those. Next one, it was Network's swan song, really, because the last network release. No, I think it was out on Blu-ray actually, wasn't it, the last one? But certainly one of the last ones was Public Eye, the re-release of the full box set, and I love Public Eye. Talking Pictures TV only start their repeats from Series 4, the Thames era, with the episode Welcome to Brighton. They don't show the ABC era. So this is a brilliant release. It's got on-location footage from the time. It's got surviving footage from an episode called It Must Be the Architecture. I should have ordered the box set. Really should have ordered that new box set because I'm probably not going to get hold of it now. But absolutely love Public Eye. And the next one is Rick Mail Presents, a great series that I loved as a teenager. 6 standalone comedy dramas that he did for Granada Television. If you're used to Bottom and The Young Ones, totally different. Absolutely brilliant. It just shows what an actor he was. One of my favourite episodes, I think, would be Dancing Queen, where Helena Bonham Carter guest stars. But you've got Lee Evans appears in one. You've got Nick Hancock from They Think It's All Over appears in another. Well worth a look. Was repeated on That's TV not long ago as well. The next one, Ripping Yarns. So I bought this from CX a few months ago. It's got audio commentaries by Michael Palin and Terry Jones, deleted scene. It's got Secrets, which was a comedy made in 1973, not seen since then. It's got Network, we're always brilliant at doing these as well. It's got a booklet inside. Network booklets are always fantastic. Absolutely immense detail by Andrew Pixley, who wrote several of these for different network releases. And BBC4, incidentally, out of the 9 episodes, missed one of them out in recent transmissions. I know all of them are on ITVX if you subscribe, but they're all here, you'll be pleased to know. Next one, Robin's Nest. It has been repeated on Forces TV and Talking Pictures TV in recent years, But if you want it uncut, then it's the network releases to go to. It was transmitted between 1977 and 1981. Great cast. Tony Britton, of course. Richard O'Sullivan. I love the Thames era of those sitcoms. George and Mildred, Man About the House. It was a brilliant era for comedy, I think. And I really like Robin's Nest. So all 6 series in this, 7 DVDs worth. The Christmas specials as well. Knock yourself out. The next one is the Ronnie Barker collection, 3 DVDs. This is basically pre-2 Ronnie's material. So you've got Hark at Barker, which was made for London Weekend Television, and then you've got 6 Dates with Barker, which is where the Phantom Raspberry Blower originated from. Not from the 2 Ronnie sketch. Phantom Raspberry Blower first appeared in 6 Dates with Barker. So, and you've got writers including John Cleese, Spike Milligan, that wrote for this series. David Jason appears on this DVD set as well. The next 2 to have a look at are Second Thoughts. Now I've got Series 1 and I've got Series 3. So I've got some gaps. I haven't got Faith in the Future either, but I love Second Thoughts. A great sitcom. And I think it'd be good for ITV3 daytime. Such great chemistry between James Bolam and Linda Bellingham and Belinda Lang. I really think it's overdue another repeat. I love it. This one must have been this must have been when it was at its peak, because I think this series 3 had 15 episodes. But I've got 1 and 3. So the final one to give a mention to is September Song with Russ Abbott and Michael Williams. I loved this as a teenager. Made by Granada, where I grew up, Granada Land. And it's brilliant. It was just different, totally different to see Russ Abbott in a serious role from, I'd only ever seen him in the Russ Abbott Show. So this was great. And Michael Williams, superb in it. And for me as well, going slightly off track, Michael Williams, the best ever Dr. Watson, I think. He did it on radio with Clive Merrison. If you've never heard them, check them out. He is brilliant. Anyway, September Song Series 1 there. I'm guessing that they might not have been able to get a hold of the rights network to Russ Abbott's Madhouse, because Cannon and Ball was released, Beatles About was released. I'm sure if they could, they would have released Russ Abbott's Madhouse. So maybe there were rights issues. But at least we got this. Anyway, that's it for this part. As we say farewell to network. Look out for the next video. Like and subscribe. And I'll be back soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, Chris Benson's here. Welcome to the next instalment of my Farewell to Network DVD as we look through my A to Z of my DVD collection. So, the next 2, somebody said, oh, there was 3 series of September Song. Well, you're absolutely right. This is Series 2 and Series 3 here. Brilliant series, as I said, made by Granada Television between 1993 and 1995. You will love it. Track that down. It's a great series. Russ Abbott, Michael Williams, Michael Angelis, Diane Keane, who of course was in the Cuckoo Waltz. Great series. So what would be next? It would be, alphabetically, the Stanley Baxter television set. So this was a 5-disc box set. It's got the films The Fast Lady and Father Came To as well. Both had, of course, James Robertson Justice in as well. And it's got its 1970s series that he did for LWT. And it's got 6 of his hour-long specials in as well. I remember about probably 20 years ago now that Channel 5 repeated Stanley Baxter's Christmas box from 1976. That, I think, has been the only repeat that we've had, which is a shame. It's kind of been forgotten about, but he's still with us, 97 years old. I think he did his autobiography recently as well. So check that out and discover his material. Next would be that one, alphabetically. I had to think then. Sunday Night at the London Palladium. So I've got volume 1 of this. But it's got some fantastic things on this. For example, it's got the special strike edition from the 3rd of December 1961, starring Norman Wisdom and Bruce Forsyth. Those 2 put on a fantastic show. Just them 2 for an hour. If you haven't seen it, it is worth getting just for that alone. It's got an episode from the 6th of January 1974 that was never shown because of a bomb scare. It's got image galleries. Sunday Night at the London Palladium has been on Talking Pictures recently, but the episodes that survive have been released over 2 volumes. As I say, I've got the first one. Brilliant stuff. Next one, Sykes. So this is the complete colour BBC series. And at the time when we heard the news last week, I was in the middle of reviewing this. So this is what I've been working through. 68 episodes. It's absolutely fantastic. Series 1 in particular, I think was released back in about 20 years ago, and it's got some fantastic special features, outtakes from a lot of the episodes. There's some extended episodes as well. So I will be doing a full review of this, as I say, that I'm working on. But Network, for series 1 especially of the colour series, put so much detail into it. But as I say, a full review to come. Right, next then would be these two, Third Rock from the Sun. So I've got series 2 and series 6. Now I love these because look what you get with them. Look what you get. There you go. Because the episode Nightmare on Dick Street has a 3D. It's 3D bits, and I've watched that episode several times. It's brilliant. The network put in not one pair because they put in another as well. So I love that. Incidentally as well, it's got behind the scenes of Nightmare on Dick Street on series 2. It's got outtakes and an unaired alternative season ending as well. They really knew how to do the extras, didn't they? And series 6 has some fantastic extras, including an exclusive alternate ending to the final episode that was unseen outside the USA, as well as interviews with the cast. I love Third Rock from the Sun. I think it's all on all 4 at the minute, but I'm going to have to try and get hold of some more of the network DVDs. So let's do this one now. Tommy Cooper at ITV. This is fantastic. It's got his ABC material in there. It's also got the Tommy Cooper Hour that's been released separately as well. It's also got some bits, including Cooper's Half Hour from 1980. There is also if I pull this out, there will be a full review of this. There's also Disc 10 is worth getting for this box set. It's got some specials, Tommy Cooper's Guest Night, the Tommy Cooper Show from 1978. Disc 10 hasn't been commercially released before, so it's worth it just for that disc. And Network are always honest. It says, although the majority of these episodes are presented complete and uncut, a few unavoidable edits were required for clearance reasons. But it's brilliant, that one. And as I say, there will be a full review of that. Anyway, time is ticking. I've got to get the kids to school. So I'll be back with another instalment tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I hope you're enjoying the look through my collection. Bye for now. Hello there, Chris Benson's here. Welcome to the final part, for now at least, as we go through my network DVD collection. Of course, if I get any more releases, I'll have to do another part. There will be an Omnibus uploaded tomorrow, and then a brand new series of videos on Monday. So it'll be either Talking TV or Talking Music. So make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll try and do a new series and feature starting every Monday. That's the plan. So anyway, the next one is Two's Company. Brilliant sitcom. Done a review of this previously. Donald Sinden, Elaine Stritch, 4 series, absolutely brilliant. LWT sitcom, and like I've said before, it would be perfect for ITV3 daytime, along with Never the Twain, On the Buses, etc. It'd be brilliant. Great sitcom. Next one, as we go through alphabetically, 2 in Clover, which had a repeat on Forces TV before it finished. Sid James, Victor Spinetti, an early Thames sitcom, all about self-sufficiency, very much in the vein of The Good Life, but way before The Good Life, I should say, 1969 and 1970. If you haven't heard of it, definitely worth a look. I love everything with Sid James in, though. And there is 13 episodes in there, and guests include Bill Pertwee in this series, John Inman, Freddie Truman appears as well. So let's have a look what else we've got alphabetically. Watching the complete series. I love this, and as a kid I absolutely loved it. See, ITV sitcoms often get knocked, but Watching is fantastic. And again, Forces TV managed to repeat this before it expired. Great Granada sitcom. Emma Ray, Paul Bown, you had Lisa Tarbuck in there as well. Great cast, and this has got all 7 series. I bought it with my 40th birthday money as well. What have we got next? We have got all of the Wheel Tappers and Shunters Social Club. You can get them in a thinner box now that's been released by Network. But the first series was from 1974. You've got guests such as Cannonball, Little and Large, Jimmy Jewel, Bill Haley and the Comets. Series 2 includes the New Year's special. You've got Roy Orbison on there, Marty Wilde, Russ Conway. It is absolutely brilliant. Colin Crompton as the chairman, Bernard Manning as the compare. It is long overdue a repeat. It really is. I just think it'd find a totally new audience in 2023. There's an episode, by the way, of the Wheel Tappers and Shunters that didn't make the DVDs, because I remember it from the Granada Plus repeats, and it was from an ITV series called Summer Night Out. So it didn't have the name The Wheel Tappers and Shunters, but basically they went on a magical mystery tour on a coach and stopped at different places, and there was different acts on, and that, maybe because it was a different name, it didn't get included in the DVDs. So it's out there. It was called Summer Night Out. I think it was from 1976, but it didn't get a DVD release. Series 3 there, you've got Paul Daniels, you've got the Crankies, you've got Howard Keel in there. Series 4, you've got Mike Harding, Jim Bowen, the Grumbleweeds, and the infamous 1975 New Year's Eve party special as well. Series 5, you've got more Cannonball, you've got the Dooleys, you've got Bernie Clifton, and then the interesting one is Series 6. So 10 episodes were filmed, but only 8 were shown on TV. And the 9th apparently was a bit controversial, with a hypnotist, Martin St. James, is included, as well as the 10th with Terry Webster and Dictionary, which is unedited as it was recorded. So 2 episodes that never made it to TV are included here, and that's from 1977. And then the final ones to mention, I've just thought of one that's still on my shelf. I'll go and get it. I have got volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Wicker's World there. I've got some more on my shelf. I'll go and get them in just a second. So these were the chronological ITV releases of Alan Wicker's programmes made by Yorkshire Television, of course. So there was some best-ofs that came out before this, but the plan was to release every episode chronologically that he did for ITV. They didn't manage to release them all, but you've got Wicker's New World there, which has got the fantastic episode with Papa Doc on there as well. Then you've got Wicker's Walkabout and Wicker in Europe. This takes us up to 1970 with volume 4. And 5 and 6, we've got The World of Wicker and Wicker's Orient. So this took us to 1972. There was still a lot more to release chronologically, but maybe it was down to poor sales. We didn't get them. On Network On Air's online streaming service, there was a selection of episodes put on there, introduced by Michael Parkinson, that hadn't been commercially released. But sadly, 1972 is as far as we got with the chronological plans. And then the last one I got was Wish Me Luck, which I haven't got around to watching yet. Jane Asher's in there as well. I think it was a London weekend television series from 1988 and 1990. So set during the Second World War. So again, I've got another one to watch there. That is my collection. There you go. So tell me your ideas and your suggestions for more Talking TV going forward. We will be doing more Talking TV features. Look out for Talking Music and clips from the Benson archive as well. I hope you've enjoyed it. As I say, Omnibus to come tomorrow. That's it from me. Bye for now.